it's Henna here, and thanks for coming to my channel. In today's video, I will be doing a makeup tutorial, a first impression review of the new M Cosmetics Divine Skies Faded Clementine palette. But alright, before we get into this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram at Thehennaali, and without further ado, let's just get straight into this video. Alright guys, so here is the unicorn that the Divine Skies Faded Clementine eyeshadow palette came in. There you go. I just love how minimalistic and chic M Cosmetics' packaging is, and even just the unicorn alone. And here they actually have a picture of the eyeshadow palette showing you the eyeshadow names right there. I like that because the size of her palette, they can't put the names. And I always mention, if you're new to my channel, I do always say that I generally don't care for shadow names. The only reason why it's helpful for me as a content creator is because when I'm doing tutorials or anything, it's easy to know the names. But as a normal consumer, I don't really see where you would need the shadow names unless you want to help out a friend. I think I like it. It doesn't bother me whether or not there's names showing in within the palette or not. Alright, so I'm gonna get straight into the tutorial part of this video, and let's just get straight into using the palette. Now, this is what the outer packaging looks like. It's really pretty. I love the color of the packaging. It's so nice. And then here you have the palette inside. Super pretty. Love it. As a particular look in mind, I'm just gonna see what I can kind of make with this palette in the moment, so let's go for it. So I'm gonna go into the shade Faded Clementine, which is this one right here. Ooh, it definitely packs a punch. Look at that. This is why I really loved her first palette. Look at that. It packs a punch. Her shadows. Alright, so let's go for it. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Let's see how much I can blend this out, because that's what's most important. What's most important with an eyeshadow performance is how you can blend it out. Stamping motions, you can get that from most. You can make an eyeshadow work just by stamping it and to get it pigmented, but the opacity, the blendability, the fallout, I mean, fallout doesn't bother me, but that's really what you want to look for, right, in a shadow. So that's what I'm looking at, and you generally want to keep your hand lower on the brush too. You do want to build up, and the buildability is also important in eyeshadow. It's a really pretty transition crease shade, honestly, I will tell you that. Okay, so that blends out beautifully. It's really seamless. I know my lighting is a little much, so maybe you don't see it too much, but look at that. That is a seamless blend. I love it. This is such a pretty color. I'm going to go in with this bottom shade right here, and it's in the shade Eros. I'm just going to take that to deepen up the crease here a little bit. And this one barely has any kickback, this shadow. Faded Clementine had a little bit more kickback, which again does not bother me whatsoever, so I can work with it. But if that does bother you, then just, you know, keep that in mind. Faded Clementine had more kickback. This one barely has any. I'm gonna go back and blend it with that other brush with Faded Clementine just to make sure they kind of mesh together really nicely. Okay, I like that it just gave me a wash. You could definitely build it up, but I like just that wash of color is pretty. All right, I'm gonna deepen that outer corner with the shade Eden right here, and I'm using that same brush. I'm just gonna deepen the corners right here like so, taking it inwards. I don't know if you can, I don't know how to explain it, but if you can see that, just like so, and then bringing it upwards. Generally, when I don't have a plan for eyeshadow, that's kind of like my go-to. And it's okay to have a go-to. There's nothing wrong with that. This is definitely more on the plum. So these colors are generally a little bit more difficult to make. I mean, it's blending out pretty well, but I am noticing a little teeny bit of just having to go a little extra effort with this shadow. And it is the shade. This shade generally, those really deep berries are a little bit more tricky to work with. And then I'm just gonna go back into Faded Clementine just because I feel like I lost a little bit of Faded Clementine, and I'm just going to go over like so. I really want to go into that pretty purpley shade, which, you know what, let's do it. Oh, that looks really good actually. I dipped into this shade right here. Let's just, oh my god, this applies like a dream with the brush. Do you see that? And now, you know what, I will say, I shouldn't be surprised, because even the first Divine Skies eyeshadow palette, I now that I'm thinking about it, I use that especially when I travel a lot, or when I'm just looking to do an everyday look. I love that I can apply these shadows with the brush with that palette as well. It performs pretty similar. Oh, that's pretty. Now for the sake of this video, I want to try out as many shades as possible. So I'm going to go in with Sweet Memory, which is this like orange shimmer. I know I can go into the gold, but I want to try out this color right here. So I'm just going to take the same brush on the other side. And look at that pigment, you guys. And I'm just going to kind of go in the center right here with it. Which I know when you're applying it right over, they're going to kind of blend together. It won't be one consistent shade. But I just want to add a little bit of a pop of different color in the center there. Ooh, that's pretty. I like it. And what I have noticed about M Cosmetics with her first eyeshadow palette is the shadows are not super bright. They're definitely more on the more subtle side, which is why I think her palettes, now that there's a second one, are definitely a very everyday wear kind of palette, which is really nice to see. Like, I know on Instagram we're all about color, you know, we want to wear more color, but if you're definitely still into wearing just an everyday, very simple but pretty makeup look, you'll definitely find that in M Cosmetics. But nice, high quality products or eyeshadows, because this is very pretty. Then I'm just gonna go in and make sure the other shadow didn't get lost, because that is pretty as well. But I think I like it there. I'm gonna go ahead and just add some shadow on my lower lash. I'm gonna take that shade Eros and apply it really close to my lower lash line. And I want to do it ever so lightly, because I want it to just be a very pretty wash of color. And then I'm going to take that faded Clementine color and just blend it out right underneath. I really like that faded Clementine color. Oh, that looks nice. Alright, let's get straight to the point. This is the complete look, you guys. I am obsessed. I think it's so pretty. Just the whole combo, it looks great. So of course I created this look using the new Divine Skies Faded Clementine eyeshadow palette from M Cosmetics. This palette is seriously gorgeous and I was so excited to see it. So the Divine Skies Faded Clementine eyeshadow palette retails for $38 from M Cosmetics, which is the same as her first eyeshadow palette that she released, which was the Divine Skies eyeshadow palette right here. So as you can tell, she definitely kept in theme with her palette, which I really appreciate. I think that's really nice. You know, it's M Cosmetics, it's their logo, and I just love it. I think it's a perfect way to create her brand around this. So now she has a theme, she has certain branding, and I love M Cosmetics' minimalistic, very chic but modern look. And these are just really great to store in your vanity. It's really your purse. I love taking this one on travel. This one is the original Divine Skies palette, and I fell in love with this eyeshadow palette. I don't know if you can see that. It's definitely been loved and used. You can't really see it too much, but if you show it from the side, maybe. This is a definitely loved palette in my collection. I take it everywhere with me when I travel. And I cannot wait to add this one to the edition. I will say the only shade that kind of gave me a little bit of an iffy, I had to work a little harder with, was that berry shade right here. Hold on, let me open it up. It's just in the shade Eden. This one right here, I definitely had to work a little bit of an extra with it, but I don't have a problem with that. I also really love this palette because these shimmer metallic shades, these shimmer shades are really pretty, very opaque, and you can apply it with a normal eyeshadow brush. You don't even have to go in with your finger. Obviously, when you use your finger with those kind of shadows, it definitely, the warmth from your skin, it just gives it extra oomph. But this was all applied with a makeup brush, which is why I think this is such an amazing formula in eyeshadow palette. So if you're definitely looking into trying out M Cosmetics, I would for sure have the eyeshadow palettes on your top list. Faded Clementine is very pretty. I feel like these are really everyday wearable eyeshadows as well, especially Faded Clementine. That shadow by itself is so pretty. It's like an all over shade, or you can just apply it in the crease and then take one of the shimmer shadows and boom, you're done. Which is why I love this concept of an eyeshadow palette, because it's very everyday wear. You don't need another palette to go with this one. You can use it on its own. Want to just go to work, want to go to the store, want to go, you know, anything like that. You want a quick look and you don't really are not too fancy in makeup. I think these palettes are great for you. And also these palettes are great for makeup artists as well, because the quality of the eyeshadow formula is great. They're easy to blend, they're opaque, it's buildable, I think, and there's barely any fallout if you care about that. But overall, I think this new palette by Cosmetics, the Faded Clementine, is a really pretty color story, a really great addition to their hopefully growing eyeshadow palette collection. But the only problem I could see with the Divine Skies eyeshadow palette is, especially the first one, it looks a lot lighter in the pan, but when you go ahead and apply, it's a lot deeper. But I think the only thing I could say maybe to Cosmetics is creating another eyeshadow palette, or maybe another option to this one with deeper shades to cater to deeper skin tones. I think something like that would be cool. I know Cosmetics is a small business and they're definitely, you know, growing and all that stuff, but to see that in the future would be really cool. But overall, I think the new Faded Clementine palette is really pretty, and I definitely recommend checking it out if you want to try something new, if you're looking for a new palette, something that's really easy to use every day, drop in your purse, travel with. I would definitely check this out. It's really, really pretty. But alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I do post new videos here every week. Also, make sure to go ahead and click that notification bell button so you're notified on when a new video goes up. Also, follow me on Instagram at Thehennaali, because I'm always on Instagram, if not here on YouTube. I am on Instagram every single day and I respond to comments every day. So go ahead and follow me on there as well. But alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.